Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first session in the webinar series. In this first edition, we will be covering on what the importance of modern integration platform. In this edition, we will be talking about the need for modern integration platform, what customers are looking for, what have we learned from our experience since over a decade, and what is our point of view, how do we solve it. Also, a sneak peek into our product that has been recently launched, ACOM. Taking us through this interesting session, we have our Director of Technology, Acuver Consulting, Pradeep CS. He is a seasoned professional with more than 17 years of experience in retail and supply chain industry. Throughout his career, he has been instrumental in driving significant advancement in product engineering and has played a pivotal role in collaborating with industry giants to redefine their architecture, design, and development landscape. Pradeep, thank you so much for joining us, and I will hand it over to you now to take us through this interesting session.
Welcome all. First of all, we will try to understand why there is a need for a modern integration platform. Most of the business today works with multiple applications from different vendors to fulfill their business goals. If you see this diagram, it clearly talks about applications distributed across cloud environment, on-prem environment. Events are being generated from different application, different sources. It could be a web application, mobile application, IoT application, and these are getting connected through web applications. There are different data services available, databases are available. Similarly, the data exchange pattern between these systems could be of different types. Some of them would be talking to each other with CSV. Some of them expects JSON, XML. These are the different formats of data exchange. Similarly, there are different communication protocols each application will rely on to communicate with the external world. It could be HTTP, it could be FTP, or it could be a MQ, message-based systems. To ensure these diverse applications to communicate to each other seamlessly, a robust, modern integration platform is very much essential. So, and this is being even communicated by one of the research agency, that is the Gartner. We will be seeing what Gartner is talking about it. Gartner says that integration work will become 50% of the time of implementation, and even the cost of implementation will increase to at least by 50% in the near future. If any of the customer is willing to take a digital transformation journey, lot of efforts will be spent on integrating those systems within the digital ecosystem. And this needs a radical change. So these are some of the reports shared by the all the research agencies. Now let us try to understand what in the customers, when we talk with them, what they are expecting from an integration platform. So customers are looking for an integration platform using which they can achieve interoperability between the systems. So using this middleware or the integration platform, they should be able to integrate the different systems in their digital ecosystem seamlessly, irrespective of their data formats, irrespective of the protocol in which they communicate to each other. So they need a very strong iPaaS system to stitch them together. Next thing, they are looking for scalability and reliability. Whenever there is a change in the load, iPaaS system need to adapt to that scale. It has to do that scalability and also ensures high availability and reliability. Next, they are expecting the integration platform need to be very secure, because the data will be always flowing through the integration platform. That data could be a customer personal identity information, or it could be a payment related information. or it could be a healthcare related industry, the medical related informations. All these need to be protected, audited whenever it is being used by some of the personas in the system. It need to be audited. So and the integration platform need to be compliance to these industry standard, domain specific standards and compliances. Security is very much essential, and even any of the resources exposed through the integration platform need to be protected using a single sign-on and the um, authentication and authorization mechanisms. The next important aspect in the customer expectation is cost effectiveness. These integration platform need to be cost effective, based on the functionality, robustness, and the ease of usage it offers. It need to be always proportional to what it offers. Then customers is also looking for quicker implementation cycles. So it is always better to have a pre-built integrations in for any domain specific use cases, so that implementation time or implementation cycles will be very quicker. Time to market becomes very fast. Then customers will also be looking for ease of usage of this platform. They should have a visibility to what is going behind the scene, and if there is any modification need to be done to the pipelines, or any of the parameters need to be fine tuned, they need not to reach out to the engineering team or the support team. They should be having capability to fine tune those parameters. So self service is one of the capability what customers are looking for. Finally, and most important, is the monitoring aspect. So iPaaS has to provide a visibility to know what is happening behind the scene, how many messages are being flown, what are the workflows being utilized in, what is the load on each workload, any exceptions are happening. If there are any exceptions happening, whether a automatic retry is attained, or it need to be manually reprocessed, all those information is what customers are looking for. And if possible, if there is any alert need to be raised, and notification need to be sent to the group, those capabilities what always customers will be looking for. Next, we would see Acquare is working in this domain from past a decade. So let us understand what Acquare is learned from our various experiences. From our past experience and working with our customers, what Acquare has learned is, in any digital transformation journey where a lot of heterogeneous systems need to be integrated or brought into the digital ecosystem to achieve a business functionality, the implementation cycle of integrating these systems are very longer, and it is the complex one. So integration between these systems is a time consuming activity, and most of the middlewares available in the market lacks cognitive ability. They doesn't understand the domain specific business needs. They offer as a pure technical solutions, like a messaging solution or the protocol connectors, but they doesn't have an awareness, domain specific awareness, like retail and supply chain domain, marketplace integrations, e-commerce as a journey. Those business specific cognitive and the capabilities required, they are lacking in those systems. So building them again and again is actually a time consuming and repetitive of work. The next is the testing of these integrations is very complex. Most of the time, one of the system is still not ready, but the integration has been developed and it need to be tested. Whether the integration layer, what it's supposed to do, is working fine or not. So testing of these integrations are becoming very challenging, both in terms of functional testing and even in terms of load testing. So testing is a very challenge in the implementation of an iPaaS. The next big challenge what we have seen in the monitoring and the tracing, the there is no many of the times there are no clue about if there is a message has been processed successfully or not, if there is any issue with processing any message, or a message has been delivered successfully to the destination system, whether that destination system consumed it properly or not. We don't have any visibility from the middleware systems. So that becomes very challenging for a support team or even to the business team to identify if some functionality is not working as expected. It is very difficult for people to identify where exactly that failure is happening. So this is one of the challenges we experienced. Similarly, scaling of these platforms based on the dynamic change of the volumes are also always challenge. We used to plan how we have to scale the middlewares very much well in advance for the peak seasons, and we have to provision those additional capacity or additional instances much well in advance to cater these dynamic challenges. So that is one of the biggest challenges what we have experienced. Now, let us see with our understanding and with our expertise what Acquare is going to Acquare point of view to solve this issue. So, Acquare is working with many of the retail and supply chain domain customers, and was part of implementing and enabling the customers with their digital transformation journey. And we always saw that integration is a problem, and we try to address this issue, and we have our point of view. Now, Acquare would like to solve this using different approaches, and within that, we would like to highlight this application integration platform need to be built as a platform as a service. In general, we refer it as iPaaS, integration platform as a service. So it is better we develop these integration platform as a collaborative microservices, which can be easily scalable, which are reliable, and which can be made always available. We can achieve high availability. And integration platform need to be capable of managing APIs. So API, it should be able to host APIs which consumers can call these APIs, and these APIs need to be protected. Platform need to be very much adhere to the compliance of the different domains. For example, financial domain needs PCI DSS compliance. It need to have PII data security, SOC compliance, ISO compliance. These are some of the security compliance, data protection and security compliances, and iPaaS need to adhere to those compliances. Then iPaaS need to have a self-service portal so that different personas can use this portal to define new pipelines or workflows by themselves. It need not to always come. These requests need not to come to the engineering team, and they should be able to build any of these new workflows or modify existing workflows with low code, no code approach. It need to be a drag and drop, and a lot of visualization support need to be available so that the different personas can manage these services by themselves. Then to achieve to reduce the implementation cycle time, it is always better to have a pre-built adapters. so that these pre-built adapters can be plugged in the system, and it starts working seamlessly. For example, many of the customers wants to sell their products in different marketplaces, and if these integration platforms has a pre-built integrations with different marketplaces, then any of the customers can use those pre-built adapters and start integrating the backend system with the marketplaces. So it will reduce the implementation cycle time. And always these integration platform need to support all the enterprise integration patterns like routing, filtering, splitter, aggregator, resequencing, duplicate detection. These are some of the patterns which is expected out of an integration platform, and any of the iPaaS need to support these. Automation is very important. Automation in different phases of an iPaaS life cycle, whether if any implementation is done, testing those new implementation, automatically testing those implementation, doing a performing a continuous integration, continuous deployment of those changes, even the infra provisioning of where this service need to be hosted. If we make automation, if we bring automation in all these aspects, the cycle time will be very less, and it will reduce any manual errors, and it will also increase the efficiency. One more important aspect is any of these platform need to be cloud agnostic, cloud provider agnostic, so that we can host these applications, integration platforms in any of the cloud provider services, or it can be hosted even on the on-prem. Definitely providing a very good centralized dashboards, especially the observability capabilities, is very important. Observability covers data being projected, the metrics data, logs data, tracing data is available as a dashboard, and a lot of monitoring activities will be happening, and alerts will be raised in case of any issues or any anomalies being detected. The users will be getting alert notification. So this is also very important in our iPaaS platform, any of these iPaaS platforms. Lastly, but not the least, today in the modern era, most of the solutions or applications are becoming self-healing, self-learning. So it is always good to have a ML models, machine learning models, to understand the data available within the iPaaS platform, to analyze what can be improved or what can be predicted, what is going wrong or what need to be reprocessed, or if something is going and also identify the dependency between different workflows. If there is a order creation workflow, if there is a cancellation workflow, if there is a shipment workflow, inventory workflow, we are using this AI/ML models. The platform need to identify any relationship between different workflows, and if there are any dependencies, it need to be maintained and monitored. If there is any failure happening on one workflow which can impact the other flow, the corrective actions need to be taken on the dependent flow. So these activities can be done automatically using machine learning, or machine learning can also use the available data at least to predict something is going to happen in future. So bringing that intelligence into the platform is very much essential. Having said that, let us see Accuvare product, which is an ACOM solution. Accuvare come up with its own experience, came up with a product which is known as ACOM. It is also an iPaaS platform, integration platform as a service product, Let us take a sneak peek into that product. So, AccuWare has a product, what I have mentioned, it is being branded as ACOM. So, the differentiators and the benefit of using ACOM solution is it has a lot of pre-built adapters to manage data exchange in supply chain and retail space, covering business to business, business to consumer, and direct to customer ecosystem. These are all the different business lines. What ACOM has pre-built integration with the different systems. Speed of API integration. It uses all the latest and scalable stack, open source stack, so that it offers a high throughput, low latency platform. All the APIs exposed is already protected through a strong identity and access management system, and all they have been secured. The ACOM platform can be deployed in any of the cloud providers, public or private cloud providers, and also it can be hosted on on-prem system. So the um, deployable artifacts and the deployment architecture is made agnostic to any of the cloud environments. So that gives an ability that it can be deployed on any of these cloud providers, or it can be on premises. It also has an ability to run different versions of the same integration workflow. If one of the system is ready to migrate to the is ready to take the newer version of the API or newer version of the workflow, but another dependent system is still not ready for that. So iPaaS, our ACOM solution, can offer multiple versions of the same workflow can be running at simultaneously, and we can achieve that. And ACOM solution is compliance to many some of the business compliance requirements. It has different visibility to different personas. It could be a business user persona, or it could be a supporting persona, or it could be an implementer persona. They can view the application with different authorization levels and perform the activities. Very important is it has a complete observability, and it also takes the observability data, that is logs, metrics, and tracing data, and uses those pre-existing data on top of AML algorithms, and try to identify how a course correction can be performed automatically, or it can also predict what failure can happen in near future. So that is called applied observability. Using the data what we have within the observability stack, use that and come up with applied usage of those data using AML. So these are important aspects of ACOM solution. In the subsequent webinar series, we will be definitely dig deep into the ACOM solution. Thank you.
Pradeep, thank you so much for the insightful session. We look forward to the upcoming elaborate edition on our new iPaaS platform, ACOM. And thank you to all for attending this wonderful session. See you soon in the next edition.